Hey everyone, I'm going to do a quick comparison of our Touch Mineral Press Powder against what I have been using for years, which is Bare Minerals. So to start off, I have moisturized my face with our Divine Younique moisturizer. Love that stuff. And so I'm ready to go. As you can see, I got a little sunburned here. I have on both cheeks, I get these little red dots across that. I get some dark circles right here under my eyes, and then I have a little bit on my chin, redness. So I just wanted to show you quickly how I am liking the new Touch Press Powder compared to my Bare Minerals. So with both, I've always used a primer. So here's my Bare Minerals primer versus our Glorious primer. I feel like the Glorious primer smooths out my skin better. It feels a lot smoother even after I put the Touch Pressed Powder foundation on, which is an effect that I don't feel like I get from Bare Minerals. They do both, however, help to keep your foundation on all day, which is what a primer's for. I just feel like our Glorious Younique primer smooths out any lines, when you have big pores, it helps fill those in so that you get a smooth canvas to work from. So I'm going to actually do half of my face with Bare Minerals and the other half with my Touch Press Powder, and hopefully you'll be able to see a difference. Okay, so I'm starting off with Prime Time, my Bare Minerals primer that I've been using, which isn't a pump. I do like that Younique switched their primer in from a pump, and I do really like that it doesn't come in a pump. But that's just a personal preference. Some people like the pump, some people don't. So I'm going to rub in my primer onto the side that I'm going to put my Bare Minerals. All the lovely redness. You guys get to see what I look like with no makeup on. Yay for you. Okay. Alright. Oh, and another difference that I wanted to show you before I put this on. This is what the Bare Minerals Compact looks like. I've used both this and the loose powder. I switched to this in hopes that it would come with a nice little sponge or something to help with application. Just in addition to using a brush, sometimes I feel like I get better coverage. This is my Younique Touch Press Powder. It does come with a sponge, and it's on this nice little plastic divider that opens up. And I really like that added. It's an added benefit for me. Okay, now back to putting this on. Alright. And they're about the same color as well, so hopefully we'll get a really nice comparison out of the two for you. For those of you that use Bare Minerals, and they're priced about the same, which is nice. I do highly recommend, whether you stick with your Bare Minerals or whether you decide to go with the Younique Touch Press Powder, I do always recommend using a primer. Alright, and let me get I also use a concealer brush with the powder, because then I can go in and touch up those darker areas, which another thing that's nice about the Touch Press Powder is you can get in there with the sponge. And if you guys have been watching any of the videos or any of my posts, we actually have our blending buds are amazing. I can't wait to get some of those. I've seen people actually use them, and reviews from customers that have bought them, and they just Love those sponges. So that's going to be my next purchase, actually. Okay, so there's my Bare Minerals side. You can see I still have a little bit of redness right there. And that's why a lot of the times when I do have, because I don't feel like I have a very nice complexion, so I do use a foundation underneath if I want extra coverage, which I feel like I almost always have to. When I've been using my Bare Minerals, I've been putting on like a Maybelline liquid foundation underneath. And that can be a little bit heavy. I do like with the Touch Press powder, I have been using the Touch cream underneath if I feel like I need more coverage, which is really nice as well. I don't feel like it's as heavy as when I do both a cream foundation as well as a powder on top with my Bare Minerals and the Maybelline that I've been using. Okay, so now I'm going to put on my Glorious primer, just a pea size, and I'm going to spread it over my whole face. And my skin is nice and dry from my sunburn. Alright, and I've been debating whether or not to use the sponge in this video or the brush, but for comparison's sake, it's probably better if I use the same tool to apply with. And we do also sell powder brushes as well that are wonderful. I like them because it's so nice to buff out lines that you get. Sometimes I get a lot of color that just builds up along my hairline when I'm putting on my foundation. I'm not very careful, so it's nice to have a big brush, then you can just kind of buff out those areas. And then your concealer brush. Like I said, the sponge is nice because I can get it into those corners, but I wanted to be able to compare the two honestly, so I'll just touch up the two places that I did with my Bare Minerals. And I know my lighting is not 100% the best, my video is not 100% the best, but you can already tell I got a lot more coverage on the redness here, the redness on my nose here. On my Bare Minerals side, I still have redness on my nose, and I still have the blemishes on that side, as well as a little bit right there. If I turn here, there's no redness, and there's very faint, very, very faint on the blemishes that I have there, and that's just one coat. I could go through and apply another one, and like I said, I do feel like with the sponge, I'm going to get a little bit better coverage there. If I had a major breakout or major sunburn, I, would put the cream powder, like I said, or the cream foundation on, and then this. But let's just see what another coat would do. And then another nice thing is then when you go in with your bronzer and whatnot, that kind of helps to mask. And I really do love the Touch Press powder. I feel like the cream, I have to put a powder over it almost, and this is just a nice go. Okay, so there's two. I got a little bit better coverage there. Let's see what two will do to the other side if I go in with a second coat of Bare Minerals. Oh, I probably should have used a brush this time on this side as well. Oh well, you got to see my technique with the other one. Okay, there you have it. Still a little bit more. Maybe I'll move a little bit closer into the light. It's cloudy here, so it may not help. I can still see some of those, whereas on this other side, I only really see my freckles underneath. I don't really see the redness that I see on this side. And I still have a little bit of redness here. Move a little bit closer into the light, see if that makes a difference on being able to see my complexion. Turn this way. So see, not a whole lot of redness. Then I go to this side and I can still see my blemishes on this side. So there you have it. That is my comparison for my Bare Minerals versus my Touch Press powder. It has easily become one of my all-time favorite makeup. I just love it. So if any of you have been wanting to try something a little bit different, thinking the same thing as I do, just I don't get quite enough coverage, I would give it a try. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm going to post this up on my Facebook page later. And so yeah, comment, ask me questions. I'm here to answer.